Usually, when you visit a historic Spanish landmark, you get a dry history lesson. In Valencia, you get practical advice on medieval defence.
Must be the reason that... Oh, there's little glass. It took me by surprise. They had those as places to drop things on people, molten tar and stuff.
Big architecture, no stress. This is Valencia. If you book a city break in Barcelona, you're going to be joining 15 million other people fighting for a view of the Cathedral.
Where am I? What day is it? I'm in Valencia. Just a little bit north of Alicante, a little bit south of Barcelona. It's obviously both Barcelona and Alicante for Benidorm, for better or for worse, are really popular destinations from the UK. But I never hear people talking about coming to Valencia. However, lots of Spanish people have told me about Valencia and told me what a great city it is. So I had the opportunity to come here for a few days. So I thought, why not?
It's got the heat, the history and the food, but with about a quarter of the tourist traffic. It's Spain's third largest city, but the Casco Antiguo, the old town, doesn't feel like it. It's pedestrianised, it's clean, and unlike some of its neighbours, you actually have room to move. To make the most of that, I based myself just south of the old town at the newly opened one-shop Puerta Rosafa. It's a sharp, modern hotel, and the location's spot on. It was a bit of a relief to get here. Honestly, I visited in the middle of summer, and while it's definitely hot, it's significantly more manageable.
This is one of the main plazas, maybe the main plaza, or at least the modern one. It's huge, and for once, there's no party going on. They're not celebrating anything. The plaza's actually open and empty. It's very unusual for Spain not to be having a party. They'll find an excuse. There'll be a party here tomorrow, I'm sure. I don't know what this building is up ahead. It's pretty grand. There's this pretty grand position looking over this plaza. I don't think that's the type of establishment I think it is. It feels a bit like the Gracia district in Barcelona. And you've got this huge tower, the Cathedral, with another big tower. Oh, misters. Oh, missed me, baby. Missed me, baby, one more time.
The wealth here is pretty obvious. You just have to look up. Take the National Ceramics Museum. Looking at pottery might not be high on your list, but the building itself, the Palace of Marquis dos Aguas, is worth the walk. The alabaster entrance is a masterpiece of Rococo design. It sets the tone immediately. This is a pretty serious city.
So this is like a really important Gothic building within Valencia.
La Loña, the Silk Exchange. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The main trading hall is the highlight. These twisted columns are designed to look like palm trees, reaching up to the vaulted ceiling. It was built in the 15th century, and it's one of the best examples of civil Gothic architecture in Europe.
Ignoring the man wailing behind me, this is a cute little square. I think, at the market, is it closed? A bit early for that to be closed. I think it's closed. I mean, it was open earlier. It looks closed now. Yeah, it's closed. Well, if you want to go to the Mercat Central, go early. We'll do that tomorrow.
I learned that lesson the hard way, but I went back, and it was worth it. It was one of the largest markets in Europe. It's chaotic, loud, and full of great produce. It's the one place in the city where relaxed doesn't really apply. Naturally, there's a massive cathedral, and naturally, it comes with a ticket price, about €13. It claims to house the Holy Grail, and the architecture is a mix of Romanesque, Gothic and Baroque. If you like your history, it's worth the entry fee. However, if you're looking for the best view in the city, you don't need to spend €13. You can spend just €2.
So these behind me are the Serranos Towers. They were part of the original old walled city of Valencia. Pretty much the only remaining gate, because they were all knocked down and destroyed in order to allow the city to expand. The walls were taken down along with the gates. But these ones survived because at the time they were being used as a prison to house guards and knights. It was actually used as well during the Spanish Civil War to store art from museums in Madrid to protect them from bombings. Beyond their defensive purpose, they were used as the sort of grand entrance to the city when they had kings and other important visitors who would bring them in through here. A lot of ceremonies, parades and things happened here. And they're pretty grand, built in a Valencian Gothic style. I'm not sure how well the scale's coming across on video, but look at how small people are. They're pretty big. Like, as a set of city gates, they're huge. From here, if anyone got through your gates, you could throw stuff at them. These tiny little, this must have just been for, presumably just for archers, right? And what else would you get out of there? It was only €2 to get in, which is pretty good, I think. That's a cool view, and we're not even at the top. Got a little bit more to go. So Valencia is known as City of 100 Bell Towers. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from here. Looks like there's another old gate down there as well. This is really cool for €2. I'm quite impressed. It's such a beautiful city. Like, the old town's really nice. It's like a quieter, more chill Barcelona. Must be the reason that... Oh, there's little glass. There's little glass floor tiles. I mean, they're quite opaque, but it took me by surprise. They're all the way around. I'm guessing they had those as places to shoot from or drop things on people. Molten tar and stuff. And I guess, like, these little bits, this was like their shield and they would shoot through there. You know, versus the 13 years I think it was to get in to see the Cathedral. I like this more. Like, even from here, we're a fair bit up. You see it had like a moat as well, and I guess the river would have been there. I guess they wouldn't have had that big wide road as well. Must be a reason I'm king of the castle. To the top. There's a great view of the city. A cathedral tower there. Where's the other big tower that's near the cathedral? I think that's just beyond it here. Definitely recommend coming up here. It's a little bit uncomfortable because the wall's so low. So you stand there, it's like below waist height. I wouldn't say this is my favourite set of steps to walk down. Needs a handrail. Oh, you can just cut across here as well. Do not like how wobbly this iron handrail is. Check this out. Plaza Redonda. It might be underwhelming. I just thought it was this like round plaza and I thought, oh, that'll be cool. But maybe not. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because it's round, but it's not getting prizes for beauty. And it helps that they've built this horrible, like, shady structure in the middle of it. So this is a park, a garden, part of the old hospital. At least that's what the name suggests. All these big columns.
As you move north into the El Carmen district, the architecture changes and it gets a bit greyer.
This is just slightly back from the old town. It was a little bit more residential, more authentic. This is very cool. Oh, it's like Inception. I like the little sad ghost. A little bit rougher around the edges around here, but Still some nice buildings. I like this big alien. He's cool. We've got another one of the old city gates here. It looks pretty similar, if not identical to the other one. Wow. The level of detail on this. It goes all the way down. It looks almost identical in structure. Can you see how it was connected to the walls here as well? They're still a part of that. And see the door coming out onto the wall. And you've actually got a section of the wall. That's quite cool getting this unobstructed sort of side view of it. I'm guessing like all these holes in it were cannon fire or something? Gunfire? Look. This area is quite cool. It's quite trendy. Although, this guy, I don't want to be rude or anything. Maybe he has a tick or something like that, but he keeps meowing in women's faces. Very strange. I've just kind of made it my mission there to follow this guy and find out. Oh well, other than that, this place is nice. Continuing my investigation into the meowing man, he was actually heading down this way, which I've just noticed on Google Maps leads to the House of Cats. And I think that's a clue. That's not just a coincidence. Maybe he's a cat. Right, cool street art, but more importantly, meowing man went this way. Hey guys, it's tourists. It's very strange. He was doing something up against that wall. And then when I walked round the corner, he got startled and then ran away. He's running away behind me like waiting to meow at his next victim. The House of Cats is just behind here and to the left. No, he's going right. Where's he going? Right. This one's very cool. It's so like realistic. And there's this little ghosty. Smart, isn't it? Really smart. Right, so I believe the House of Cats is there, but he's gone this way. I really have been sidetracked here. Although, I don't really have a purpose for coming down here other than to just wander around, so... Ooh, what's that? Yeah. This looks nice. Hola, buenas, ¿qué tal? I found him. He's came into this cultural centre. Which is free, by the way. I really just wanted to see the building. I don't know what sort of culture will be on display, but the building's nice.
Sometimes the oddest encounters lead to the best spots. This is the Centro del Carmen. It's a former 13th century convent. The Gothic cloister here is dead quiet, completely free to enter, and creates a massive temperature drop away from the sun.
So this is the original cloister, built in a Gothic era, Gothic style, and the other one was built later when they extended it and needed a way to access the new rooms. He's not following me. He's behind me. Where's he gone? Where has the crazy cat man gone? I don't know where crazy cat man's gone. I've lost him. So it's not just street artists doing stuff like this. You've got businesses doing it as well, like their menus and kind of as their signage. It's quite cool. That's quite a cool area, this. Another old bridge here, and I'm guessing here There would have been another gate. It's since been destroyed because this bridge is pretty old.
History lesson here. This actually used to be a river. It flooded the city pretty disastrously in the 50s, so they diverted the water and turned the dry riverbed into a 9-kilometre long park.
You can see a good view here of where the river used to flow. And it's all just park. So it's really cool having this like winding park going through the city. So this all forms part of the parkland that was the river. And it goes around basically the whole city in a big curve, like a big river bend. Leads right the way out to the sea down at the Parque de las Artes y Ciencias. And you get some cool views between the trees up into some of the older buildings. So it seems like a pretty nice and also massive park just on the outskirts of the old town. I've taken the metro here to come to the far end of it, and then I thought I would work my way back into town. But yeah, it's pretty quiet. I think just because it's that little bit further out. I've said it before, but the Spanish really do city parks really well. They're always really well maintained, really clean. There's a few little fountains here. There's a little one, but a little water feature out there. This one's quite big. Quite nice. It's a really lovely park. This light post up here is a little bit excessive. So Valencia, historically a port town, known as the city of the 100 bell towers, but the sort of modern icon of Valencia, I think, is this, the Ciudad de las Artes y las Ciencias, which is this huge complex that started construction in the late 90s, or rather the first building opened in the late 90s, and now houses Europe's biggest aquarium, an opera house, this sort of botanical garden thing. I think there's like an arena. There's loads here. So just across from it, we've got this. Hello. Nada. Okay, so just across from it, you've got this massive Salea shopping centre, which I've been attracted to walk under this. I think I'm gonna get wet. How quickly do I go under it? Right, let's see. I don't want my camera to get wet. I'm going to make a shield for it. That's cool. I like that. That made me smile. Right, I think actually to get back I need to go back under it. Some wonky jets there making me wet. This is the umbilical. The umbilical. Sounds about like the imbecile, but there you go. You know, look at this. It's like a spaceship or something, isn't it? Really cool. It's like something out of Star Trek or Star Wars, Star something. I mean, whoa. That's pretty cool. It's such a cool structure. Just a tease having all that water there, just not getting it. Need a beach day. But it seems pretty quiet. So the old riverbed now forms this amazing park space that like meanders like a river through the city. It's so cool. And this is just part of it. Pretty grand part of it. So this building is the Opera House. From this perspective, it's such a crazy building. So the Opera House opened in 2005. I mean, it's 20 years old. And it looks like incredibly modern. Can you imagine 20 years ago? Well, with the use of the water as well. I guess the architect would say it's to reflect the river that once flowed through. Look at me being smart. I bet you that's what they would say. I like that you've got these little platforms over here with the trees going through them as well. I mean, it's nice it being a park space and not a fairground, but it'd be nice as a lazy river, wouldn't it? Like just floating around. And so here's a map. I appreciate the scale of it. So we're here at the Opera House. The umbilical is the walkway, which is basically just the roof of the multi-storey car park. The hemispheric is the next building down. Don't know what that is. Science Museum, Kite Form, which I think is just another event venue. And then you've got the aquarium at the end. And the aquarium is massive. Consider, look, the amount of space this enormous opera house takes. The aquarium's like double that. And this bridge is pretty impressive. By the way, the support like arches up. So it's a suspension bridge, but I don't think it has a support on the other side. It's just connected to the land on the other side. And it's huge, like almost like it looks like a bow and arrow.
It's totally different to everything else in Spain. Visually, it's a bit of a masterpiece. You can't deny the ambition here. It turns Valencia from just a historic city into something really modern. Finally, you can't talk about Valencia without mentioning the beach. It's one of a few major Spanish cities where you can just take the metro right to the sand. I actually had to make 2 attempts at this. It rained like hell, but it wasn't a total write-off. We found a great spot for food and waited it out. That's the benefit of a city trip versus a pure beach holiday. If the weather turns, you've still got options. Fortunately, the second attempt at the beach delivered. It's huge, the water is clean, and because the beachfront is so wide, it doesn't feel claustrophobic even when it's busy. So my verdict, Valencia isn't a hidden gem, it's too big for that. But compared to the madness of Barcelona, or the heat trap that is Madrid, it feels pretty breathable. It's the confident, relaxed alternative. You get the culture, the big city architecture, and the beach, all without the fuss. Plus, the Agua de Valencia is lethal. Highly recommended. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It really helps. Cheers, see you soon.